Hello there. Have you ever found that buttoning up a shirt seems a bit more fiddly than it used to? Or perhaps reaching for that item on the top shelf in the kitchen takes a little more thought and effort? You're certainly not alone. These are common experiences as we gracefully navigate our golden years. Millions of us are going through these daily motions, perhaps not realizing that small, almost unnoticeable changes in how we manage simple tasks can sometimes subtly chip away at our energy, our comfort, and even our confidence. Today, we're going to talk about something fundamental, maintaining our independence and ease in those essential daily activities, things like enjoying our meals comfortably, managing our personal care with dignity, and dressing without unnecessary strain. It's not about complicated gadgets or strenuous routines. It's about simple, smart approaches and understanding our own needs a little better. You might think that struggling a bit with these tasks is just an inevitable part of aging. While some changes are natural, experiencing significant difficulty, discomfort, or losing your sense of independence doesn't have to be your story. It's not just about a stiff joint or a moment of forgetfulness. It can slowly impact your freedom to live life on your own terms, leading to frustration, worry, and sometimes even increasing the risk of a fall or other setbacks. Imagine feeling more in control, more comfortable, and more confident as you go about your day. In this video, I'm going to share 5 key insights and practical strategies that you can start using right away. We'll explore simple ways to make eating more enjoyable, personal hygiene more manageable, and dressing less of a chore, helping you preserve your energy and maintain your cherished independence. Stick with me because these aren't just tips, they're pathways to a more comfortable and empowered daily life. Before we dive into our first point, if this topic resonates with you or someone you care about, please give this video a like right now. And if you haven't already, do consider subscribing and clicking that notification bell so you don't miss out on more helpful advice like this. All right, let's get started with our first key area, adapting your environment for easier eating. Our first focus is on the heart of the home for many of the kitchen and dining area, and specifically making mealtime smoother and more enjoyable through simple adaptations. It's not about major renovations, but small tweaks that can make a world of difference. Why is this important? Well, as we age, things like grip strength can lessen, reaching might become more challenging, or perhaps our eyesight isn't quite what it was. When your environment isn't set up to support these changes, even a simple meal can feel like a task. The goal here is to reduce physical strain and make the process of preparing and eating food safe and pleasurable. For instance, having frequently used items within easy reach means less stretching or bending, which can conserve energy and prevent accidents. Using utensils with built-up handles can make gripping easier if you have arthritis or reduced dexterity. It's about working smarter, not harder, so you can focus on enjoying your food and company rather than struggling with the mechanics of it all. I remember my friend David. He's a wonderful man in his late 70s who always loved cooking, but he started to find it exhausting. His kitchen was the same one he'd had for 40 years, and things were just not where he needed them anymore. Heavy pots were stored in low cupboards, his favorite spices were on a high shelf, and his plates were a bit too heavy. He confessed to me that he was ordering takeout more often, not because he didn't want to cook, but because the effort was becoming too much. We spent an afternoon reorganizing. We moved his everyday pots and pans to the counter or eye level shelves. We got him a lightweight, good quality chopping board with a non-slip mat underneath. We also found a set of plates that were lighter but still looked nice, and some cutlery with thicker, easy to grip handles. David told me a few weeks later it was like having a new kitchen. He was back to making his famous stews, and the joy had returned to his cooking. He said, Margaret, I didn't realize how much I was fighting my own kitchen until we made those simple changes. It wasn't about my age. It was about my setup. It wasn't a dramatic overhaul, just thoughtful adjustments. So, what does this mean for you? It means that with a few conscious changes, you can significantly reduce the frustration and physical strain associated with mealtimes. This can directly impact your nutritional intake too. If it's easier to prepare and eat, you're more likely to enjoy wholesome meals. It's about maintaining control and pleasure in an activity that's central to our well-being. Here are a few practical things to consider. Keep frequently used items, plates, glasses, common ingredients on countertops or shelves that are easy to reach without overstretching or deep bending. Consider a lazy Susan for corner cabinets. Look for utensils with larger, cushioned, or weighted handles if gripping is an issue. Lightweight plates and bowls can also be helpful. Non-slip placemats can keep dishes from sliding. Electric can openers, jar openers, and food processors can be a great help. Pre-chopped vegetables are also a convenient option if chopping is difficult. Ensure good lighting over your food prep area. Make sure your chair at the dining table is supportive and at the right height, allowing your feet to rest flat on the floor. Taking these small steps can truly transform your experience with food, making it a source of enjoyment rather than a daily challenge. Remember, it's about creating an environment that supports your independence. Now, moving on from the kitchen, let's talk about another crucial aspect of our daily routine. Our second point is all about preserving dignity and safety in personal hygiene routines, like bathing, grooming, and toileting. These are deeply personal activities, and maintaining independence here is incredibly important for our self-esteem and overall well-being. The primary reason we focus on this is safety and comfort. The bathroom can be a high-risk area for slips and falls, especially with wet surfaces. Moreover, tasks that once seemed simple, like getting in and out of the tub or reaching to wash your back, can become challenging due to changes in balance, mobility, or flexibility. By adopting simple techniques and using appropriate aids, we can significantly reduce these risks and make these routines less strenuous and more secure. It's about feeling confident and refreshed without anxiety or excessive effort. For example, using a shower chair means you can sit comfortably and safely while washing, reducing the risk of a fall and conserving energy. Let me tell you about my neighbor Eleanor. She's a very independent lady, always impeccably dressed. But she privately shared with her daughter, who then spoke to me, that she'd started to dread bath time. She was so afraid of slipping in her old bathtub shower combination. She was skipping baths more often, which made her feel unlike herself. Her daughter, Sarah, did some research and helped Eleanor make a few changes. They installed grab bars in strategic places in the bathroom, near the toilet, and in the shower. They also got her a comfortable shower seat and a long-handled sponge. Sarah told me the difference was immediate. Eleanor felt secure again. She said to Sarah, "It's like I've got my confidence back, dear." It's not about being old. It's about being sensible. Eleanor even started humming in the shower again, something Sarah hadn't heard in years. These weren't expensive medical installations, just thoughtful additions that addressed her specific concerns and restored her peace of mind. This story highlights a vital connection. Feeling safe and capable in your personal hygiene directly impacts your sense of self and your willingness to engage socially. When you feel clean and comfortable, you feel better about everything. These aren't just practical adjustments, they are boosts to your emotional well-being. Here are some practical tips for easier and safer personal hygiene. Install grab bars in the shower/tub area and near the toilet. Use non-slip mats inside and outside the tub or shower. Ensure good lighting. Consider a shower chair or bath bench. A handheld shower head can make rinsing much easier, especially when seated. Long-handled brushes or sponges can help reach your back and feet. A raised toilet seat can make it easier to sit down and stand up. Organize your grooming supplies, toothbrush, comb, razor so they are easily accessible. Electric toothbrushes and razors can be easier to manage if hand dexterity is a concern. Sit down while grooming if standing for long periods is tiring. If a full bath or shower every day is too tiring, consider sponge baths on alternate days, focusing on essential areas. By implementing some of these ideas, you can continue to manage your personal hygiene with confidence and dignity. It's all about creating a safe and supportive environment. Before we move to our next point, a quick reminder. If you're finding these tips helpful, let me know in the comments below which one resonates most with you so far. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Now let's talk about something we all do every day, getting dressed. Our third area of focus is simplifying the process of getting dressed and undressed. This daily task can become surprisingly frustrating when dealing with stiff joints, limited reach, or tricky fastenings. But with the right approach and clothing choices, it can remain an easy part of your routine. Why does this matter? Dressing is not just about covering our bodies. It's an expression of who we are. When dressing becomes difficult, it can lead to frustration, a reluctance to go out, or even a reliance on others for what feels like a very personal task. The effort involved in navigating buttons, zippers, or pulling clothes over your head can also be physically draining. The aim is to choose clothing and develop strategies that minimize strain and maximize ease, so you can continue to dress yourself independently and feel good in what you wear. Think about the energy saved. If you don't have to wrestle with a difficult jacket energy, you can then use for something more enjoyable. I have a cousin, Robert, who always prided himself on his smart appearance. But as arthritis began to affect his hands, he found buttons and shoelaces incredibly challenging. He started wearing the same old loose-fitting sweaters and slip-on shoes, not because he preferred them, but because they were easier. He felt his style, and a bit of his spark was fading. His wife, Susan, being very practical, started looking for adaptive clothing options. She found shirts with magnetic closures that looked just like regular button-downs and elastic shoelaces that could turn any lace-up shoe into a slip-on. She also helped him reorganize his closet so his most accessible clothes were easy to see and reach. Robert was a bit hesitant at first, thinking it was special needs stuff, but when he tried them, he was amazed. He told Susan, "I feel like myself again. I can get dressed without a fight, and I actually look forward to picking out my clothes." It wasn't about giving up. It was about adapting smartly. This illustrates how the ability to dress oneself with ease is closely tied to self-esteem and personal identity. When you can manage your own clothing choices comfortably, it contributes significantly to your sense of independence and well-being. It's a small thing that makes a big difference to how you feel starting your day. Here are some practical strategies for easier dressing. Opt for clothes with front closures and consider Velcro, magnetic snaps, or elastic waistbands instead of small buttons or complicated zippers. Pull-on pants and skirts are excellent choices. Choose fabrics that are soft and have some stretch. Tools like button hooks, zipper pulls, and long-handled shoe horns can be incredibly helpful. A dressing stick can help you pull on or push off clothes. Sit down while dressing to conserve energy and improve balance, especially when putting on pants, socks, and shoes. Dress the weaker or more painful side of your body first when putting clothes on, and undress it last when taking them off. Choose shoes that are easy to slip on or have Velcro closures. Avoid shoes with complicated buckles or laces if they are difficult for you. Ensure they have good non-slip soles. Arrange your closet and drawers so that clothes are easy to see and reach. Lay out your clothes for the next day the night before. By making thoughtful clothing choices and using simple aids, getting dressed can continue to be a manageable and even enjoyable part of your day. Next, we'll discuss something that underpins all these activities: managing your energy. Our fourth key point is often overlooked, but is crucial for managing all daily activities: the art of pacing yourself and conserving your precious energy. As we age, our energy reserves might not be what they once were, and learning to manage them effectively can make a huge difference in our ability to stay independent and enjoy life. Why is energy conservation so vital? Think of your daily energy as a bank account. Every activity, big or small, makes a withdrawal. If you try to do too much too quickly, especially tasks that are physically demanding, you can deplete your account rapidly, leading to fatigue, increased risk of accidents, and less energy for activities you truly enjoy. Pacing involves breaking down tasks, alternating between activity and rest, and planning your day to avoid overload. This isn't about doing less. It's about doing things more intelligently so you can achieve what you need and want to do without unnecessary exhaustion. It's about ensuring you have the stamina for the entire day, not just the morning. Consider my dear friend Anne. She used to be a whirlwind of activity. Even in her late 70s, she'd try to do all her housework, gardening, and errands in one go, just like she did 30 years ago. But she started noticing she'd be completely wiped out by early afternoon, too tired to even read her book or chat with her grandchildren on the phone. She described it as hitting a wall. Her doctor suggested she try pacing. Anne was skeptical, thinking it meant she was giving in to getting older. But she decided to try it. She started breaking up her chores, maybe just vacuuming one or two rooms in the morning, then resting, then tackling a bit of light gardening after lunch. She also learned to sit down for tasks she used to do standing, like preparing vegetables. Within a month, Anne was a different person. She told me, "It's amazing, John. I actually get more done now, and I'm not exhausted." I thought pacing meant slowing down, but it actually means I can keep going, just more steadily. I even have energy for my bridge club in the evening now. Anne's experience shows that pacing isn't a sign of weakness, but a smart strategy for sustained engagement and enjoyment. It empowers you to manage your energy effectively, so you have enough for the things that matter most, reducing feelings of being overwhelmed and increasing your overall quality of life. Here are some practical ways to pace yourself and conserve energy. Identify your most demanding tasks and try to schedule them when you typically have the most energy. Alternate heavy and light tasks. Instead of tackling a big job all at once, divide it into smaller, manageable steps. Take short rest breaks between steps. Many tasks that are traditionally done standing, like ironing, preparing food, or even some aspects of grooming, can be done while seated on a comfortable stool or chair. When you do need to lift or carry something, use your leg muscles, not your back. Keep items close to your body. Slide objects instead of lifting them whenever possible. Decide what really needs to be done and what can wait or be delegated. It's okay to say no to extra commitments if you're feeling tired. This is the most important tip. Pay attention to signs of fatigue and rest before you become exhausted. Learning to pace yourself is a skill that can significantly enhance your ability to manage daily activities and remain active and engaged. It's about working with your body, not against it. Now for our final point, which is incredibly important, knowing when and how to ask for help. Our fifth and final point is perhaps one of the most courageous and wisest things we can learn: understanding when and how to ask for the right kind of assistance while still maintaining your dignity and control. True independence isn't always about doing everything by yourself. Sometimes it's about knowing how to access support that enables you to continue living life on your own terms. Why is this so crucial? Many of us were raised to be self-sufficient, and the idea of asking for help can feel like a loss of independence. However, struggling unnecessarily with tasks that have become genuinely difficult can lead to exhaustion, frustration, accidents, or even social isolation. Asking for specific help for specific tasks at specific times is not giving up. It's a strategic way to conserve your energy for the things you can and want to do. It allows you to direct your own care and support, ensuring things are done in a way that suits you, which is the essence of maintaining control. It's about partnership, not dependence. Approx 110 words. I think of my uncle George. He was a very proud man and fiercely independent. After a minor stroke, he had some difficulty with tasks like tying his shoelaces securely and preparing hot meals, especially in the evenings when he was tired. He resisted any form of help for months, and his family noticed he was losing weight and seemed less engaged. His son, Michael, finally had a very honest and respectful conversation with him. Michael didn't say, "Dad, you can't manage anymore." Instead, he said, "Dad, I know you like your independence, and I want to support that. What if we found someone just to help with dinner prep a few evenings a week, and maybe help you get your shoes sorted in the morning so you can still go for your walk safely? You'd still be in charge." George was hesitant, but he agreed to a trial. They found a lovely home helper who came for just an hour each evening. She'd help prepare a simple, nutritious meal, often with George supervising and chatting. She also helped him with his compression stockings, which were tricky. George quickly realized this wasn't taking away his independence. It was giving him back energy and peace of mind. He told Michael, "You know, son, I was being a bit stubborn. This isn't so bad. In fact, it's good. I have more energy for my model trains now." George's story shows that accepting help can actually enhance your independence and quality of life by freeing you from tasks that have become overly burdensome. It allows you to focus your time and energy on what truly matters to you. It's about being smart and resourceful. Here's how to approach asking for help effectively. Identify exactly what tasks you need help with. Instead of saying, "I need help," try, "I could use some help with carrying the heavy groceries," or "I find it difficult to change the bed linens." Explain how you like things done. You are still in control. Help can come from family, friends, or professional caregivers. There are also community services that might offer assistance. You don't have to arrange for a lot of help all at once. Start with assistance for the most challenging tasks and see how it goes. Remember, needing help is not a weakness. Frame it as a way to continue living well and safely. Choose helpers you feel comfortable and respectful with. Ultimately, the decision to accept help and who provides it is yours. Asking for help is a sign of strength and self-awareness, a tool to help you continue living a full and independent life. We've covered a lot of ground today, so let's take a moment to bring these ideas together. Now that we discussed these 5 key areas, let's delve a bit deeper into some overarching practical advice that applies to supporting all these daily activities. When it comes to implementing any changes, whether it's rearranging your kitchen, installing a grab bar, or choosing adaptive clothing, start small. You don't need to overhaul everything overnight. Begin with the area that causes you the most difficulty or concern. If it's fear of slipping in the shower, make installing non-slip mats and a grab bar your first priority. For kitchen tasks, identify 1 or 2 items you use daily that are hard to reach and relocate them first. Perhaps start by purchasing 1 or 2 items of clothing with easier fasteners, or a single dressing aid like a long-handled shoehorn. See how it works for you before investing in more. Try tracking your activities and energy levels for a few days to see where your energy drains most. Then pick 1 or 2 strategies, like sitting down for vegetable prep or taking a 15-minute rest after a chore, and implement that consistently. A crucial aspect is avoiding things that could compromise your safety or the effectiveness of these strategies. Don't wait for a fall or significant struggle before making a change. If a task feels a bit risky or increasingly difficult, address it proactively. Often, the simplest changes are the most effective. You don't always need expensive or high-tech gadgets. A strategically placed tool can be just as helpful as a fancy device. While independence is key, never compromise your safety. Using a walking aid if recommended, or accepting help with a risky task, is a smart way to maintain overall independence by preventing injuries. What works for one person might not work for another. Pay attention to your specific challenges and preferences. If a particular aid feels awkward or unhelpful, try a different one. Remember that for many of these solutions, there are variations. For hygiene, if a full shower chair feels too cumbersome, perhaps a simple bath mat and well-placed grab bars are sufficient. Or a handheld shower head might be enough of an adaptation. For dressing, if magnetic closures aren't your style, perhaps clothing a size larger for easier pull-on or items made from very stretchy fabric could be the answer. For eating aids, sometimes it's not about special utensils, but simply ensuring you have good lighting over your plate or using plates with a higher lid to prevent food from sliding off. And most importantly, while these tips are designed to be generally helpful, always discuss any significant concerns about your ability to manage daily activities with your doctor or an occupational therapist. They can provide personalized assessments, recommend specific aids or techniques suited to your individual health conditions, and ensure that any changes you make are safe and appropriate for you. They are experts in helping people maintain their independence in daily living. Don't hesitate to seek their professional guidance. So let's briefly recap. We've talked about adapting your mealtime environment, simplifying personal hygiene, making dressing easier, pacing yourself, and knowing how to ask for the right support. The overarching benefit of paying attention to these areas is profound. It's about enhancing your comfort, safety, and most importantly, your independence and quality of life every single day. I want to emphasize again how simple and achievable many of these adjustments are. It's not about making drastic changes or admitting defeat. It's about making smart choices that work for you, allowing you to continue doing the things you love with greater ease and confidence. These are strategies that are well within your reach. Now, I know it can sometimes feel easier to just carry on, even if things are a bit of a struggle. We get used to our routines, but please listen carefully. Ignoring these small, creeping difficulties in daily activities can, over time, lead to bigger problems. It might be a slip in the bathroom that could have been prevented with a simple grab bar, or becoming so fatigued from basic chores that you miss out on social engagements or hobbies. It can mean a slow erosion of that precious independence we all value so dearly. As someone who has seen friends and family navigate these years, I can tell you that a little proactive attention now can save a lot of heartache later. It's about preventing unnecessary hardship. But here's the empowering part. You have the power to influence how you experience these years. It is never, ever too late to start taking better care of yourself in these practical ways. Age is indeed just a number. What truly matters is how you choose to live, how you adapt, and how you prioritize your well-being. You have the right and the ability to make choices that lead to a more comfortable, safer, and more fulfilling daily life. Choose to invest in your own independence. Choose to make your daily routines a source of ease, not stress. You deserve it. As we wrap up, I hope you've seen that paying attention to how we manage everyday tasks like eating, personal hygiene, and dressing isn't just about the practicalities. It's deeply connected to preserving our dignity, our joy, and our ability to live independently and fully. Small changes can truly ripple outwards, improving not just how you manage these tasks, but how you feel overall more energetic, more confident, and more in control. Now, I'd love to hear from you. After watching this video, what's one small change or idea that resonated with you the most? Or perhaps you have a personal tip for managing daily activities that has really helped you. Please share your thoughts and experiences in the comments section below. Your insights could be incredibly helpful to others in our community. Which piece of advice do you think you might try to apply starting today? If you found this video valuable and helpful, please do give it a thumbs up. It really helps support the channel and lets us know what kind of content you appreciate. And if you haven't already, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and click that notification bell. We have many more practical tips and encouraging conversations planned to help you live your best life. And critically, if you know someone, a friend, a family member, a neighbor who might be finding some of these daily activities a bit more challenging, or who simply values their independence, please share this video with them. This information could make a real positive difference in their life. A simple share can be a wonderful act of care. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today. My warmest wishes to you and your loved ones for continued health, happiness, and many more days filled with ease and independence. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Take good care.